questions, but you guys don't have to answer. So have you ever watched Taiwan's basketball game? Or have you ever experienced the emotion when a player you follow finally shines on the professional court? Or have you ever rooted for Taiwan basketball? At this very moment, we are probably witnessing the biggest evolution of Taiwan basketball. I started to follow Taiwan basketball when Plus League was established in 2020. I once remember in May 2021, I watched the show, and it was an interview with Blackie Chen. He was talking about the story that he found at Plus League. No matter what kind of guy he is, I was totally moved by what he has done to the Taiwan basketball, and he strived to make Taiwan basketball a better place, and endeavored from the marketing to the operation of the league. Since then, I have begun to follow more on the Plus League and watch nearly almost 80% of the games. So crazy, right? Also, teams in the Plus League often post weekly documentaries, and it was the place that I was able to know more about Taiwan basketball players and their lives. The documentaries contain players' training condition, funny scenes, game highlights, and game preparation. At April 2nd, I was fortunate enough to go to the stadium to watch New Taipei Kings versus Kaohsiung Steelers, and it was my first live professional basketball game. The vibe was great, and the spirit was always very high. Watching live is just a totally different experience compared with watching on a device. The players' height, sweat, and shouting are things that you cannot experience on the device. After the game, I began to do some research on the history of Taiwan basketball and found that being a basketball has always been a very difficult path to make in Taiwan. Therefore, I really want to use this opportunity to tell you guys how the players in Taiwan, Korea look like and why we should support Taiwan basketball right now. There was 2 years before, surprisingly, there was no professional basketball league in Taiwan. There was only one league, many of you might know, Super Basketball League, so-called SBL. SBL is a semi-professional basketball league, which means that many players in the league aren't even full-time basketball players. The company that have the team does not make any money off the league, and because they operate a team to do social welfare. Therefore, from 2005 to 2019, a local player in SBL has a monthly salary limit of $420,000. Later in 2019, the league changed the limit to overall yearly local players amount of $25 million, which averages to approximately $180 per player per month. So let's imagine a player who has been trained to be a basketball player in the first half of his career. He probably went to a HBL team like Naren Jiasang or Guangfu High School. And then, if it's good enough, he will then be drafted into a UBA team, like the almighty NCCU and the famous Jianxing Keida. After college, players started to face a serious question of whether they want to continue playing basketball or they want to do something else. If they choose the basketball path, they are very likely to end up in SBL. Now, many of you might have the question of how about players who go abroad? The countries that Taiwanese players often go to is America and China. Let's take River Ma and Ray Chen, for example. These two are the best Taiwanese players in America and China right now. River Ma is competing in the NCAA Division I Georgia State University and averages 2 points in 8 games played. To be honest, his physical strength in Taiwan is just nothing in America. Ray Chen is a great player in Chinese Basketball Association and was listed the second team of this year. This was very difficult, and he is definitely the ceiling of the Taiwanese basketball player right now. So what I want to say is, players from Asia have the disadvantage in size. So players who go abroad are just a small fraction of the players. Like I said, after the college, if players choose to continue their basketball path, they are very likely to end up in SBL, where there are only 5 to 7 teams, which the companies are doing for social welfare, with no audience and no cheers in 80% of the games. And even worse, there was a salary limit, which means that no matter how well you play, your salary will not exceed $120,000. This was the condition that players needed to deal with before 2019, not to mention bad playing environments and constant changes of controlling companies and executives. However, right now the condition is a little bit different. With the efforts of Chinese Taipei Basketball Association and Blackie Chen, Plus League and T1 League have been established in recent 2 years. There are now 17 teams in 3 leagues and around 250 players in total. Not only does the number of the teams increase, but the total money pool is larger. Based on the statistics, the average box office income of SBL is around $160,000. And the box office income of P League is around $2 million. Although T1 doesn't reveal their statistics, we can clearly see that these two have a significant difference. There are also a significant difference in merchandise sales and viewership ratings, which account for a large amount of a team's income. When a team has more money, they'll give their money to players, dedicate more to player development and player welfare. And those elements strengthen the basketball environment and provide the players with career potential. On the screen, you can see a man. This man, Oscar Gao, has signed a 5-year, $35 million contract with Hsinchu Lioneers. The amount is just unheard of in Taiwan basketball history. Yeah, he totally deserves it. Right now, Taiwan basketball is growing at its full speed. With the emergence of the 2 professional basketball leagues, there are more and more followers of grassroots basketball in Taiwan, including HBL and UBA. Now, imagine we are a group of young players who are probably from HBL or UBA. With now more and more exposure and pressure, we need to work hard and train hard. Because we know that if we don't train hard, we have more reasons to invest in ourselves. In 2 to 5 years, we are probably going to be a player like Oscar Gao, who has a $35 million contract. So when there are many players like us, the Taiwan basketball environment will definitely be stronger and healthier. Besides players, another key to the success of the environment or the league is the audience, you and me. If you think you are far from basketball, I think it's definitely not the case. There are many ways for you to root for Taiwan basketball. For example, if you have money, you can go buy to watch a game that either in one of the 3 leagues, or you can buy your favorite team's merchandise. If you don't want to spend a penny, you can open YouTube tonight and watch streamers take on pilots. Or if you don't want to bother a thing of professional leagues, you can definitely go and cheer for NCCU Griffins in November this year. As you have heard, basketball players from Taiwan have not had the best environment to play. The problems have been around for 20 years. Fortunately, someone stepped up and created a better environment for players. Young players now have goals to chase. They will no longer be hesitant to keep chasing their dreams. However, new leagues need consistent support of the general public, you and me. So now I'm inviting you to cheer and support Taiwan basketball, and I hope Taiwan basketball will always present the game we like. That's what we love. Thank you.
We have quite a few basketball fans, so we're going to be expecting more questions and comments. Yes. I know that not every team will reveal the salary of the players, and it has been a controversial issue in many years. So I want to know, how do you think about this issue? Will the team reveal the player's salary? Will encourage the player who earn lower salary to go hard? Or you think that maybe reveal the salary of the player will maybe bad thing to the sport area?
I think right now NBA is like rebuilding the salary rights. But I think in the not so mature market like Taiwan, I think it's best to not rebuild the player's salary, because you can, I take Oscar Bell for example, like he take $35 million, and when he performed badly, like critics all goes for him. So I think that this can pose a serious stress on the player. So I think on Taiwan, it's not mature market. I think it's best not to like reveal the player's salary.
I'm not so familiar with Taiwan's basketball environment, so I wonder where did the players' salaries come from? Like from advertisement, or from donation, or from the tickets? But because I have not heard that people around me buy tickets to watch the game.
Oh. Right now, personally, the new league, there are a lot of audience, and many of them buy tickets to watch the players play. And also, players' salary comes from also the ticket and advertising. They mainly comes from the controlling company, but the controlling company make money out of tickets, advertisements, and merchandise, or viewership ratings, etc. So, does this answer your question? Right now, B-League is a very popular league, and like the average people that go to the league is approximately like 4,000 people per game. So the team has a lot of like income from tickets. Yeah.
Good. Any others? Yes.
What are some like potential careers for those who don't want to keep playing basketball when they graduate?
Oh, like I think their work will depend on their like expertise, or like their major in their college. Like for example, if a NCCU player doesn't want to play in the future, he might do jobs like if he is in a like advertising department, like he might do like advertising. So I think it depends on the major of that players and their expertise.
Another question. I think so. Right now we have 3 leagues.
Yes.
So do you think we have a market which is large enough to accommodate all 3 leagues?
I think it's definitely not. now, like T1 league is like probably somehow in probably a dire strait. I don't know. I think their team players are not so good. So the quality of the players is not so balanced. So I think in the future, I anticipate that there are going to be a reduction of the team. Like from now on, the professional league has 12 teams, and I anticipate to reduce to like 8 teams or so. Yeah. Right now T1 league's box office is not so good. So yeah, the plus league is the mainstream right now.
So maybe eventually some of the leagues will be maybe incorporated into the larger league.
Maybe, I hope so.
Any other questions or comments? Or anything like you have for the topic? So do you have your favorite professional basketball player now?
My favorite basketball player is probably a foreigner, a American. He's from New Taipei Kings, and his name is Thomas Welsh. Because I really like his attitude. Even though he comes to Taiwan, he still maintains a great attitude toward his work. Like many foreign players, when they come to Taiwan, they have bad attitudes because they think Taiwan is like very garbage. So I very admire like Tom's attitude toward his work.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So again, please give